And welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars Battlefront, the beta. So last time we shut off Galactic Assault, won one, lost one, so that was pretty good. And this time we're starting Starfighter Assault, which is actually my favorite mode, and I have a story behind this. I've told this before, but I remember getting a GameCube back in like 2001, 2002, I think it was 2002, like winterish. Rogue Leader was actually the game my brother got for as a gift, and I played that game a ton. I absolutely adored that game. I still like it. I don't actually own it anymore because it was always my brother's copy. So
All forces repel the rebels' assault.
this mode just makes me super happy because it just gives me that same vibe as like Rogue Squadron to some extent. It's not quite the same. It's a little bit sluggish, I would say, and it's not quite as satisfying, but it's pretty dang good. I mean, like, I have no complaints for this mode. I do hope all of the objectives are as varied as they are going to be for Galactic Assault. We are at the Fondor shipyard, which also makes me think of Rebel Strike, the sequel, because there's an assault on Fondor, I think, in that game, taking out a Star Destroyer, if I'm not mistaken. So that's actually kind of similar to what we're doing here, except from the other side. So we have two heroes as options. We got the Darth Maul Scimitar and also Boba Fett's Slave 1. Slave 1 is actually different than in Battlefront 1, and actually it's way cooler. So I'm happy to show this off. I love this mode. I always love these sort of modes in these games. So TIE Fighters have a boost on L, a rapid fire on L and R, and a torpedo on just R. So the way this works is we have more control now. We don't have any lock-on, so we actually have to like use skill, which I'm all for because I love fighter type games, you know, like Rogue Leader. So the little circle in front of the ship that occasionally appears basically shows where you should be aiming, because, you know, shot leading. I think you can turn that off. So the way this works is right stick by default is your aiming, your sort of movement. Left stick up and down is your speed, and left and right is barrel rolling. And it just feels so cool to be able to actually do barrel rolls manually rather than through like prompts like in the other game. One thing I will say is it feels sluggish compared to the old Rogue Squadron games, but those games also ran at like a really fast speed. I feel like they're really well made. And this feels a little bit more like the movies though, if that makes sense. Like, the Rogue Squadron games had a sense of speed that I feel like wouldn't actually be quite reflective of the film. So that's why I think it's actually okay that the ships are a little bit on the slow side in this mode. So we have a star card that boosts regen, as I think all ships do have a slight regen, a little bit. But like, the Rebellion actually gets a lot more because they have astromechs, like R2 units to repair ships occasionally. So we're trying to protect the little ships here, the little cruisers. Y-Wings are the biggest threat against the cruisers, obviously. So we are trying to take out Y-Wings whenever possible. Corvettes will also show up. So we gotta try to take those out as well, like the Tantive 4 and the old movie. So we're gonna use our rapid fire to try to tear through this a little bit. So in this mode, the Imperials are on the defensive and the Rebels are attacking, so our goal is to take out, at this point, 56 Rebels before they take out the Imperial cruisers, but the cruisers are at 17% health, so it's looking like we're moving on to phase 2. But again, this is one of the things I actually really appreciate about this game, is the multi-phase battles. It keeps it a lot more exciting. Yep. Yeah, the cruiser's going down for sure. I haven't actually seen past this phase though. I just love how this game looks. Again, like, I can't say I'm the biggest Star Wars fan anymore, but it's just, and in a way, this kind of makes me feel like a kid again, if that makes sense. That made short work of him. So by the way, Fighter Squadron in the first game and in this game is where I actually excel over, you know, ground-based combat. I tend to do a lot better in this mode. So yeah, watch me actually not be trash at this game. Now I don't quite know how to dodge this lock-on for missiles, clearly. Also, by the way, we can actually go first person, but again, I find it incredibly claustrophobic and restrictive, so I tend to not use it very often. So it's a double tap when you lock on, by the way. If you actually do a single tap, ow. If I did a single tap, it just fires straight forward, FYI. Let's show off the other classes. I haven't actually tried the TIE Interceptor. This is obviously your ship-based, vehicle, the one you want to use if you're fighting. Okay, I crashed immediately. Good job, me. So yeah, this is really gives me childhood flashbacks, I guess, of just playing in the original and or Rogue Squadron, I mean, just having such a good time and just being blown away. The graphics were amazing back in 2001. It still looks phenomenal by today's standards, but you know, back in 2001 it was like mind-blowing because nothing looked that good. And yeah, this game is just really fun. So I don't know what the special is for the TIE Interceptor, the L1R1. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused on that part. Yeah, this is the phase that seems to be the hardest actually for people. This phase seems to give people a lot of trouble. One issue with having the roll on the left stick is you can accidentally sometimes roll when you're just trying to ow. It's just when you're trying to like aim. It's kind of unfortunate. And we're one short to actually have Slave 1. So we're just gonna go for TIE Bomber, which is actually considered to be the best vehicle. By the way, this mode actually does have AI, so sometimes you will actually spawn in with AI and it will specify when there is an AI present. Just making note of that, this isn't like 40 versus 40. I think it's like 12 versus 12 or something. I don't actually know. Just hearing the sound effects is cool. Because, you know, even if I do have issues with the movies, there's just certain things that just make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside, I guess you could say. Just that sense of nostalgia that you don't get in a ton of games, but again, Star Wars was, you know, part of my childhood, so it's somewhat exhilarating to have that sort of sense of authenticity to this game. I actually want to crash, because we don't have to worry about unit counters, and I actually have enough battle points for this, except Slave 1 is taken, so I'm going back to the TIE Bomber. So they only have 28 left, and the generators have 41% of their health left. So this is a problem I do have with this mode, is this needs to be rebalanced really badly. I think this phase in particular, the generators, that was just me being dumb, trying to follow that Y-Wing. The generators in this phase in particular need slightly less health, I think, would be my one critique. Can I lock onto him from here? I don't think I can. Might be out of range. So I think those are like AI controlled Y-Wings that are doing like bombing runs. By the way, this shoots 2 torpedoes at a time rather than 1 like an X-Wing or a TIE Fighter. Ion cannon. But we won.
The rebels will think twice before daring to attack these yards again.
I do feel like that music is a little cheery for the Empire winning, not gonna lie. Didn't get MVP, but yeah, I didn't do as well. On one Fire Squadron round, I actually got top score and top kills, so I actually did super good on my first round, but I also was using Slave 1, who has the Sonic Charge from episode 2, because this is incorporating prequel content, and that is super powerful, because it's like a shockwave that's super hard to avoid.
There's a Star Destroyer docked for repairs in the shipyard. Vulnerable, far from defenseless.
So we're now playing the other side. We're using a bunch of different ships now. So our choices of heroes are Han Solo's Millennium Falcon. Apparently you can unlock a variant with Rey's Millennium Falcon, probably with the square radar and just different voice clips. And also you have Poe's X-Wing. I don't know what other hero ships there will be. I know Yoda will be one. There's footage in one of the trailers of Yoda on Kamino piloting his starship, which I'm trying to remember if that's from Expanded Universe or if that's actually from the Clone Wars. I have actually not watched the Clone Wars, so I don't know all the ins and outs.
Shields up, everyone!
Phase 1 you want to go, or all of them, all the phases you want to go Y-Wing. So we got turrets that are bad and annoying, so let's take out this turret ASAP. We got an astromech droid to heal us if we do take too much damage. Wow, thanks for the vote of confidence. The astromech droid is sort of trying to repair us unsuccessfully because of all those turrets. That was not my best run, not gonna lie. So now, again, the shoe's on the other foot, so we're trying to destroy the cruisers now, which is a little bit confusing. I do wish you could, like, set side preference, so you wouldn't do this back and forth constantly. If you press L1 and R1 together, you actually get an ion cannon that will auto-lock on other targets, which is super helpful. Okay, so playing the objective does get you more points, so if you're going after other players, that's not going to cut it as much. I think for the Empire, you'd probably have to target players going after the cruiser specifically to get to playing the objective bonus. But we already have 500 battle points from this. So yes, this game highly incentivizes objectives, which I am all for. By the way, the iron turret can actually aim behind you, so it can actually hit targets pretty sufficiently, even if you're being followed by somebody. So keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm being paired up with AI. Just making note of that. And you won't always have real people to back you up. First person looks really cool. So when you have the little diamond, that means you're locked on to something. So yeah, now we have the little ion turret helping us out.
This will be impossible if we don't take out those cruisers first.
So kind of pull up. But yeah, the manual flight control just feels really nice. That's one cruiser down. Just flying close just to look cool. No particular reason.
One to go.
Or not. Both are down.
Down. Scanning for additional defenses. One of our blockade runners is taking damage. Defend it.
Okay.
Lost the blockade runner.
I could have gone better.
Got chances if we lose another.
Take you out. So now what do we do? Okay, so we got a lot of reinforcements because we did good on phase 1. So now we're going after the generators ourselves. Again, this is always the one that kind of throws me off no matter what side I'm playing. It just feels incredibly unfair. There's so many little like passageways you can fly through and it's just fun. This whole mode is just fun.
Key reinforcements are here. Y-wing bombers.
So yeah, the Y-Wing bombers do more damage than a regular Y-Wing. So yeah, protect them. They strike a good balance of having objective helpers and being actually able to play things yourself, because that was the problem in Battlefront 1 is you couldn't actually play Y-Wings because they were locked to the AI. I think the ion turret actually took care of that, and I was just being careless there, I wasn't focusing. So the Falcon is worth less points because it is a flying Oreo in space, so it's got a giant hitbox, you're gonna crash into everything. So yeah, the Poe's ship is actually much better because it's actually a lot harder to hit. Okay. Yeah, we're actually doing pretty dang good right now. For the Rebel side. Because again, I haven't seen like a really successful attempt at the Rebel side, so this is like the first time I've actually seen this going well. That sounds really sad, but it's true actually. Can I make this turn? I can. Ships just feel so tight in this game. They control super well. So yeah, and also I think part of this is to sort of simulate sort of that same feeling as like a trench run, but again, I do feel like it goes on a little bit too long. Like they have so much health that it stops being exhilarating and just starts to become kind of a bother, if that makes sense. So this should be going down. One down.
Generator down. Continue.
So I'm gonna shoot torpedoes at this one and try to not crash. I didn't actually mean to heal there. Oops. How many battle points do I have? Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. I thought this was Coruscant at first, and also the ship reminds me of like the Trade Federation ships in episode 1, so I got excited I could like cross-era battles, but it was just a shipyard instead. Oops. Gonna heal because I'm actually taking a fair amount of damage. Yeah, I'm actually not getting that many kills, but I'm getting a lot of objective scores, so that's why I'm still one of the top players. It's a really good balance to sort of encourage you to stick to the objective. Yeah, the ships kind of feel weighty, which is good. Definitely improved over the first game. Guy flew right by me for some reason. That's another one down. This game also looks better graphically. The space battles look way better. I don't think any of the original actors reprised their roles, by the way, so I can't tell if that was Poe or not, or just someone who coincidentally sounds a bit like Poe. Healing up. Flying under the Star Destroyer. Just making my route a little bit difficult, in case anyone tries to follow. And done. This is going super good.
Stand by. Scanning for intel. And
now I'll just engage on the fighters. I have so many battle points, I'm actually gonna do this on purpose. That sounds weird, but yes, I crashed on purpose. I've heard the point that Poe's X-Wing is actually black and orange, so it actually kind of is inconspicuous. It kind of doesn't stand out, which is actually good.
Let's get in there.
So we got BB-8 helping us. I think the fire rate's faster too. Destroy the power couplings. Got the Millennium Falcon as well. Yeah, just something about this mode. Just this is probably gonna be the mode I end up playing the most, not gonna lie. So by the way, BB-8 actually is a better heal than the normal X-Wing. So keep that in mind. Actually don't know what this does. Oh, that I remember. That highlights targets, I think, and like deals more damage against them. I don't know where I am anymore. I'm upside down. I'm waiting for BB-8 to recover, by the way. That's why I was flying in circles.
Well done. Our Y-wing bombers made it through.
So now,
Wide open.
what reactor?
Gun before the shields are back online.
Oh, the bottom. Cool. Again, this gives me Rogue Squadron flashbacks. I'm super down for that. The sirens, just everything just feels very authentically Star Wars, and there's always the one thing that was good about the original game,
Back online. We need to hit
and it's the one thing that's really good about this version still. It's always the thing EA does well, is production values, for sure.
We got this.
I feel like I'm not even saying a ton, just because I'm enjoying this experience. It feels a lot more hectic than even Rogue Squadron, just because you're not dealing with AI anymore. Oh boy. Okay. I didn't think the coupling would lift up, so that was my bad. We have 100 more units left, so this is a really smooth run, I'd say. I actually don't know what happens when the rebels win this. I've never seen it. Know that lifts up this time. Okay, I'm gonna cut through here really quickly because no one's gonna follow me, or I could crash. That works too. How many do I have? 1,700. $95. This is actually cutting it close. A little bit closer than I'd like.
Let's send these Imperials home crying.
Does this part of the coupling still count as a hitbox? Doesn't seem like it. Okay, that was unavoidable. But the reactor's open. I don't think we're gonna win this though. This is the last phase, by the way, so at least I got to show off all 3 phases. Gonna try to book it over there. Actually, we're doing fair amounts of damage to it. This is gonna be really close. I love how the meters at the top of the screen are pretty proportional. Like, they seem like a fair proportion. Ow. Oh, Darth Maul. He has a cloaking device. He's not completely invisible, but yeah, fairly invisible. So that makes it difficult. The Millennium Falcon is joining now, so hopefully that helps. That's Boba Fett's Sonic Charge right there. Seismic Charge, Sonic Charge. Which one is it? I actually don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen episode 2. I'm kind of being reckless because I'm nervous. We're getting really precariously close to not being able to complete this. And numbers are dwindling very rapidly, so I'm kind of trying to rush it a little bit. So the Corvette is helping out, so that's good. Okay, the coupling's down, it looked like, so I'm flying low.
Shields down. We have a brief window to target the reactor. Quickly, before they come back online. Star Destroyer's reactor is critical. It won't take much more.
15. This is gonna be close. Where is it? I crashed into it, but I still won.
We've done it. We've loosened the Empire's grip on this entire system.
So yeah, that's actually 2 victories. I'm actually doing pretty okay. 4, it's not too bad. 2 kills, because I was really focusing on objectives, but hey. I think that'll do it for now, so next time, I guess we'll take on the last multiplayer mode of this beta, Strike, which takes place on Takodana. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Star Wars Battlefront.